Sigourney Weaver, the acclaimed actress known for her iconic roles in films like Alien and the original Avatar, has opened up about her unique experience portraying Kiri in the sequels to James Cameron's groundbreaking epic. In the first Avatar film, Weaver brought to life Dr. Grace Augustine, a dedicated scientist whose consciousness lived on in intriguing ways. This legacy allowed her to return in Avatar, The Way of Water, and the upcoming Avatar, Fire and Ash as Kiri, the adopted teenage daughter of Jake Sully and Neytiri. At 76 years old, stepping into the shoes, or rather the Na'vi's body, of a 15-year-old girl presented an extraordinary challenge, one that Weaver has embraced with enthusiasm and depth. In a detailed conversation, Weaver delved into the emotional and narrative evolution of Kiri in the third installment, Fire and Ash. She described how the character undergoes a profound coming-of-age journey, much like her siblings. With their parents preoccupied by larger conflicts and personal struggles, the younger generation is thrust into independence. This forces them to rely on their own instincts, foster deeper bonds among themselves, and navigate the inevitable squabbles that arise in high-stakes situations. Kiri, in particular, finds herself in precarious positions where she must confront abilities and responsibilities she feels unprepared for. Weaver explained that Kiri is compelled to act against her inclinations, especially when it involves risking the life of her closest friend. Instead of overthinking or resisting, Kiri learns to trust her gut feelings and follow her inner guidance. This shift is pivotal because, up until this point, Kiri has been grappling with a sense of alienation. She feels different from those around her, struggling to find solid ground in her identity. Questions about her origins, specifically the mystery surrounding her biological father, and her unique connection to Eywa, the spiritual essence of Pandora, have left her in a state of ongoing introspection and unease. However, the intense circumstances of the story demand that she set aside these personal anxieties. Survival becomes the priority, as does supporting her family through unimaginable trials. Weaver emphasized that Kiri must relinquish her self-doubt and step up in ways that test her limits. This crucible of experiences transforms not only Kiri but all the young Na'vi's, forging them into more resilient individuals. One standout moment that Weaver highlighted as particularly significant is when Kiri finally gets the opportunity to protect Neytiri, her adoptive mother. This reversal of roles carries deep emotional weight, symbolizing growth, reciprocity, and the strengthening of familial ties. Reflecting on the dynamics between Kiri and Neytiri, Weaver shared insights from her collaboration with Zoe Saldana, who portrays Neytiri. Early in The Way of Water, their interactions captured the essence of teenage rebellion and maternal concern. Kiri's frustrations manifested in oppositional behavior. Whatever Neytiri suggested, Kiri would push back against. This mirrored real-life parenting relationships, and Weaver admitted it might have caught Saldana off guard at times. Saldana herself recounted to interviewers how Weaver's commitment to the role led to authentic clashes on set, where agreements turned into disagreements simply to stay true to the characters. Yet the payoff in Fire and Ash is profoundly moving. The scene where Kiri shields Neytiri represents a culmination of years of protection flowing in the opposite direction. For Weaver, this moment resonated on a personal level, evoking the pain and vulnerability that children experience when trying to make sense of their world. Kiri's struggles are not superficial. They stem from a deep-seated need to understand her place amid chaos and mystery. Children, Weaver noted, perceive and feel emotions with intense clarity and strength, often without the filters that adults develop over time. Expanding on this, Weaver pondered the broader themes of identity and belonging in the Avatar series. Kiri's arc explores what it means to feel out of place in a community that should feel like home. Her extraordinary connection to Eywa grants her abilities that set her apart, but they also isolate her. In Fire and Ash, these gifts become both a burden and a salvation, pushing her toward maturity faster than anticipated. The film delves into how external threats accelerate personal growth, stripping away the luxury of prolonged adolescence. Weaver also touched on the technical aspects of performance capture that allowed her to inhabit a youthful Na'vi's body. Despite her age, the technology captures nuances of expression and movement, enabling her to convey teenage awkwardness, curiosity, and defiance convincingly. This blend of advanced filmmaking and raw acting talent brings authenticity to Kiri's journey. The actress expressed admiration for Cameron's vision, which continues to push boundaries in storytelling and visual effects. Furthermore, Weaver discussed the ensemble dynamic among the young cast members portraying the Sully children. Their interactions reflect real sibling relationships, filled with support, rivalry, and unconditional love. As the story progresses, these bonds are tested in the fires of conflict, emerging stronger. Kiri's role within this group highlights her sensitivity and empathy, qualities that make her both vulnerable and powerful. In essence, Kiri's path in Avatar, Fire and Ash is one of transformation through adversity. She moves from a place of insecurity and questioning to one of action and acceptance. Weaver's portrayal adds layers of complexity, drawing from her own life experiences and observations of youth. The character's pain feels palpable because it mirrors universal struggles: the quest for self-understanding, the fear of difference, and the courage required to protect loved ones. Weaver concluded her thoughts by emphasizing the realism in Kiri's emotional landscape. Nothing in her world aligns perfectly, yet she persists in seeking meaning. This resilience is what makes her arc so compelling and relatable, even in the fantastical setting of Pandora. As the Avatar saga continues, Kiri's growth promises to play a central role in the unfolding narrative, bridging generational stories and exploring the depths of connection to nature and family.